So Scott, looking ahead to the SSC Scottish Cup, how do you and the squad feel ahead of this big game?
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. It's quite an important game for us. Obviously, semi-final. We want to get to the final. We have a programme about to start of games that this would get us off to a really good start if we can make the final. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Obviously, when the draw was made, coming up against Hibs, who you're battling for in the league, and you've obviously as well reached the last 16 of the Champions League, it's such a big moment for Glasgow City in the season. It must be so exciting to be involved in it as a coach.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you work all season to be involved with the big games that come along towards the end of the season, and it is a little bit like that, and it has been for a number of years now, where you work hard week to week on the league campaign, and then in a short space of time towards the end of the season you have, if you've done well, 4 or 5 really important games, and that's kind of where we are at this point in time. So yeah, the girls, they know about it, they've had it before. Maybe this season it's I would say it's probably the busiest and the most competitive games that we've got in a short space of time, but yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Coming into this game, Hibs have had perhaps a slight edge in cup games in particular. Is there any maybe change in attitude going into this one from Glasgow City at all?
There's going to be no change in attitude. I mean, I think we go into every game and we hope to have done our work properly and made sure that we know the opposition and have a game plan. So that doesn't change, but obviously, as you say, in recent times, Hibs have had the edge in cup competitions, and that's something that just from competitiveness and being a football player or a coach, you want to put right, and I'm sure that my players feel that way. They want to win as many games as possible, and they want to win as many trophies as possible. So this is a massive game for us.
Obviously, you spoke about the number of highly competitive games that you've had and will have coming up. Do you think though that gives your side a good edge coming into this one, knowing that they've performed well in the Champions League in these kind of games before? They've got the experience now coming into this one.
I think the thing is that when you play in highly competitive matches and in a short space of time, the players, they don't need any real motivation. They know how important these games are, and they get you kind of up to speed in some ways, and get you into a little bit of continuity where you know that each game is massive and you can't drop your standards at all, and this is going to be no different.
Obviously, I know you're battling on so many fronts. It's been well spoken about, but the SSC Scottish Women's Cup, it's one you've not won in a couple of years now. How big would it be for Glasgow City to get this trophy back almost?
Yeah, it'd be, for us it's the first port of call on a lot of big matches. It's the first game that we really need to win as a club. We set ourselves really high standards, and we don't go into games without feeling hurt if we come out of them and not win them. And I think to win this game would put us into the cup final, and that's exactly where we want to be. That gives us the chance to go and take the trophy back. So hopefully at the end of the match in the semi-final that we've managed to do that. So fingers crossed.
You've had a lot of games, let's say, similar to this one in terms of the stature and the magnitude of them, but going into the game on Sunday, what will you be saying to the players before they head out here at Forthbank?
Just to capture the moment, really. You're in a semi-final of the SSC Cup, and you want to make sure that you give absolutely everything. You perform well, firstly for yourself, and then for your teammates and for your family, the club, and make sure that you don't leave anything on the park. You give absolutely everything, and despite having a really busy programme, I don't think you can go into games like this and try and keep anything in reserve. So yeah, it's just a case of go and give your best, and I'm sure the girls will do that.